So we're back for episode 16. Wow, 16, huh? 16. Episode 16 of the Dan and Ninko Show. And if the Patriots didn't already have a long list of needs, add GM to that list. Nick Caserio has moved on to the Texans, and he is going to be the GM of the Texans.
Does it really matter?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's another person.
But who's the GM?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
who's the GM?
It's Bill, but he's adding another thing that he has to go and he has to find something.
He knew it going in because the Texans tried to sign him 2 years ago, and Bill blocked it.
Yeah, so imagine that relationship all year when you're like the GM, and you're probably
your
making
dream job.
So imagine, like I would imagine that he probably was making, I don't know, half of what he was going to make if he went to another team and they offer him a contract. So say you're like,
but I think it's
potentially ready to sign a contract for $1 million or $2 to $3 a year, and then you're like,
but it's also your show though too. I mean, that's
true. That's true.
But does he have to report to Easterby or whatever?
Probably. He's
why would you do
Jack. And so that's the one thing, because when Jack came here, Jack was with the Chiefs prior to that as like the, team chaplain. He would put on the service on a Saturday or at the hotel on a Saturday night after meetings. You go and he would be there and you talk and he'd go through a verse or a Bible, part of the Bible, and he'd try to relay the message back to making it modern, And Jack is great. He's a great person, and I've very much so confided in Jack over the years when I had an issue or when I was thinking about retirement. Jack was somebody that I would go to, and he was kind of like the voice of reason on, how to look at things as far as life is concerned. Because for me, I don't know, football and religious beliefs and football and like that aspect of life, it's hard to, it's hard to like, it's hard.
Your life.
It's
Football
hard
is
to,
your life, right? At that point.
Yeah, but I would say another thing too is that there's kind of like it pulls on you a certain way, because football is, you have damage, you're doing damage to yourself.
Yep.
Coaches aren't necessarily looking out for you.
Yeah.
They're looking.
Hey, Rob, we should take some plays off.
Yeah, like they're not looking out for your health or your long-term health or they're looking out to just be a good football team and win football games. And you're damaging yourself mentally, physically, and it's a weird dynamic. Yeah. So you're trying to like do one thing, but then on the flip side of it, you're trying to be a great husband and a great person.
Father, yeah.
And then you see, like you'll have somebody say like, oh, this guy's got his knee's degenerative, can we get 6 months out of him and then we'll just cut him. Yeah. That's like that. And
it's a business.
It's a business. Yeah. It's a business. So I think Jack moved on because he was having some, and I'm not saying anything, I'm not speaking for Jack, but I'm saying when you have a perspective as an athlete or as somebody, as a pastor, and then you see kind of the football evils, like football has its like shady moments.
Yeah,
like a guy's
you get a
hurt,
concussion and people are tapping on the back of your head how many fingers they got up.
Or you have a concussion and like you get knocked out and the coach sees you get knocked out and he's like, he's fine, get him up, he's fine, he's fine. No, he's good. Or you have a knee problem, they're like, yeah, just numb it, you'll be okay. It's fine. But that's the evils of football. There's some crazy stuff. When I was with Miami, there was a kid that had a back issue, and they wanted him to go practice just so they could cut him. Like they wanted him to, because if you are not able to practice or you're not well enough to go on the football field, you have rights as a football player to protect yourself as an injured player. So if you set foot on the practice field and they say, look, just put your pads on, go run a little bit, run a couple routes, see how you feel, then they can get you on tape.
Yeah.
Because there's a guy,
he's just not that good cut.
There's a camera guy that films every person as they come onto the field. And I don't know if it's for liability. I don't know if it's, just for that purpose of like he's willingly walking on this football field padded, saying he's ready to go, then they can release you, and then that is their evidence to say, no, he's perfectly healthy.
Yeah, it's not an injury.
It's not. Yes. So
I think if they cut you and you're injured, they have to give
settle
you
with
right?
you. Yeah, it's a settlement, injury settlement. So if you go out there and you're practicing, or after every season, there's a waiver that you have to sign saying, I am willing and able to play. I'm healthy. I don't have any injuries. So once you sign off on that, you can't come back and say, hey, I had this and I need some type of care, or I need some help with this, or some type of funds. Like they're just like, nope, you signed it, you're done. But even like, the crazy thing too is if there's a fight, like in camp or in practice, they film the fight to make sure that they have everything they need if something happens.
Oh, if you get hurt in the fight, then they
So like say two guys are, one guy takes his helmet off and takes the helmet and hits him with it and like injures him bad. That's like their evidence there. So they make sure that they get that. They don't ever like cut the tape. Yeah. They keep it rolling.
They didn't have the video of when Tyrod Taylor's lung got punctured by the needle. That one got deleted.
That one, they don't film that one, but they do this with that. But but Jack, I think Jack went to a situation where everything kind of fell apart during the season, and the owner was the one that gave him that particular title because I don't think they had anybody. So they fired the GM, they fired the head coach, and then it's ownership that's like, hey, just like while we get through the season, we'll give you some of these controlling things. But I don't know. I mean, Jack's a great dude. I love Jack as a dude. He's one of the best. So I was happy for him that he had an opportunity. But on the flip side of that, it's difficult. It's difficult to have a relationship with players in an off the field type aspect. But then
when you work for the team.
then you work for the team. That's a conflict of interest a little bit. So I'm sure that they wanted to hire somebody that could take care of all that stuff, the GM work, the person, the personnel stuff, and then he can get back to doing what he loves to do and
kind of get away from. They brought in like Josh Gordon and probably put him right with Jack Easterby, right, to go over and try to keep him clean and all that.
Yeah, and I think that's unfair because you're bringing in somebody that clearly has mental issues and substance abuse issues, and Jack's not a babysitter. He's not there to make sure somebody isn't doing illegal things, and Jack has a family too, so like you can't expect him to follow around an adult and make sure that he doesn't make bad decisions when he has a family, and if it's his off time, it's his off time. Like he should go be with his kids. But I mean, I don't know I'm sure that he'll stay in a certain role with the Texans, but he won't make personnel. Like I think that's why they hired Caserio, and I'm sure Caserio just got a massive pay bump. So I'm happy for Caserio too. He's been here been here since like 2004. Like the one thing that I think too with the Patriots that they're losing is they had a core group of coaches that got here when they were right out of college. So you look at McDaniels, you look at Matty P, you look at
they've done that a couple times now because the first thing had like Romeo Crennel,
but
Charlie
they were
Weiss.
older. They were older coaches,
but they were with Bill.
But they were with Bill from like so.
Yeah.
He has
he has this group that's been with him.
Yes.
But there's a group behind it probably that's been with him though too.
There's a group behind it, but they're like, there's guys that are coming up in the program that weren't football. They were like lacrosse players, and they were like, it's different when you have a older group of coaches that the younger group of coaches can kind of. It's just like players. Like you're the young coach, you do as you're told. Whatever it is I got to do, you see the older coaches doing what they had to do, and then you kind of are groomed up to that. But I feel like in the last 4 years, there's been a lot of coaches that have just, Matty P went to be a head coach.
Yeah.
BD, Brenda Daly went to Kansas City.
They've lost a lot.
Boyer was like, hey, I'm DC. Pat Graham, DC. You go down the list.
Yeah.
everyone's gone. Flores, Scotty O'Brien, Joe Judge, all those guys, and then
it's the picking ground for the NFL now.
Yeah, I mean, So if you want to be a coach, come coach for the Patriots. Like Mayo will be a head coach in 2 years. Mayo's already named on a list of guys to interview for head coaching jobs.
He's still got a couple of years though before he'll.
And he's been an assistant,
for like 3 years, 4 years.
It's crazy. So it's a fast track to being a head coach. And head coaching, like at the end of the day, you'll make more money as a head coach than you would as a player.
Yeah.
Vrabel's going to make 4 times the amount of money as a coach than he would as a player.
Did you see that tweet of? Well, I'll give you the first one that I want to talk about. Once Casero got hired, did you see what Deshaun Watson tweeted out?
No, I didn't see that.
Some things never change.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That Patriot people still come?
I don't know what it is. I think it's because Easterby kind of picked Casero here. Supposedly that's the rumor out there that Easterby signed off of Casero, and that's why the Texans went and hired him.
Yeah.
I don't think that the players want Easterby in this role of picking personnel, any type of personnel,
but he's not. But he's not.
But he supposedly he has the owner's ear. Whatever he tells the owner just thinks that's what it is. McCain or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know his name.
Yeah, but I think that's what it is. But the second tweet that came out was one of your old coach of the. Obviously, it's kind of shrouded in mystery how much he makes. But there was a tweet that came out that said that Bill Belichick makes north of $20 million a year and could be as high as close to $30 million a year.
Just making that coin, man.
Yeah, making some money.
You wouldn't tell by his outfits and his 23-foot Grady White, but that's the thing. Man,
what would you do if you had that kind of money?
What would I do?
Because he basically makes.
I would own that.
What you made
I would
career.
buy your garage next door.
Yeah.
I would have it full of
just cars.
Awesome, cool cars. I'd have 37-foot, maybe even bigger, maybe a little bit bigger. But I like bigger. 37. You don't want to go too big, but a 37 Edgewater with triple outboard 350s, or a Grady White 336 Canyon has a little sleeper underneath with maybe triple 300s.
How many houses would you have?
I mean, you got to have one in warm weather climate. So just like Bill does, he's got a house in Florida.
You have one in Nantucket.
He's got a house in Nantucket, which all this stuff is appreciated. He probably bought it for $3 million and now it's worth $12. Yeah. But you wouldn't think. I don't have an issue with how much he makes because if you look at the coaches around the league, some of the coaches are like, that guy makes $10 million. Give me a break.
I know.
They give $100 million.
Well, look at college coaches.
To Gruden.
College coaches. Well, Gruden got $100 million though, but he also has some ownership in the team.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I mean, Bill is clearly the best to ever do it. So I don't have an issue with him making that much. I mean, you think about it; he's probably made 200 plus, $200 million. It is what it is though. The market.
There's rumors though of other things that go into the compensation he's got too. He maybe have an ownership stake in the team. He has parts of the real estate. There's different things.
I mean, I'm sure.
Obviously
I'm sure. Do that. If you're the Kraft group, how much money have you made in the last 20 years? Billions.
Oh yeah,
billions. You bought the team for what? 175 million.
Yeah, and
it's worth $4 billion.
Yeah,
your return on your investment.
Just that one team though. But they still have the Revolution.
Yeah, but I'm saying
stadium.
the return on what they put into the team, they could give Bill $40 million a year, and it would still be a lot less than what they make per year on everything that they've done in the last 20.
You have all the Boston media calling out to have Belichick fired.
No, come on. Those people are idiots. Come on.
He can't rebuild the team.
Come on, you idiots. Shut up. Just stop. And that's another thing. I guess I do some media stuff, right? But at the same time, when I was a player, I hated the media. And I would cross out people's faces, and I'd circle dudes that I didn't like. Because
who was number one on the list
that I didn't like?
Yeah, there's got to be somebody that was It's got to be a Boston guy too, probably. I'm assuming.
I don't know. I'd have to. I can't remember. There's a group of guys I do like. So Mike Reese, I like Mike. Mike is a good dude. I respect his work. He just tries to put out content that's accurate, which should be what media does. Accurate content.
Yeah, he never speculates.
Yeah, accurate content that reflects the things that you see off of the football tape. So when I say that, you watch a football game, you put the tape on, and you don't blow dudes that are bad because they're names like people do all the time.
He likes Cam.
He likes Cam, which people are, do what you want, but put the knee pads on. A lot of people do that for him because of the status, and he passes the eye test, comes on the football field, he's 6'5", he looks good, but he can't throw. So I'm not doing it. I'm not giving him that satisfaction. So that's what happened in the media. They hype up these dudes that are average. Yeah. They hype them up.
Want to talk about an average one?
Let's see.
So Adam Schefter was on the Greg Hill show, and he said the most natural spot for Cam Newton would be Washington if he's going to leave New England.
Oh, yeah.
As for contract, I'm going to guess it'll be 2 years with a little bit of incentives in the range of $40 to $50 million.
They're soft in the brain. Yeah, give them 40, 50 mil. Give them $50 million. Your completion percentage will be 20%.
No, his completion percentage is okay. It's like 60%.
Yeah, within 10 yards.
No, he can't throw. He can throw between like 8 and 15.
Yeah, that's a good way to win. That's a good way to win.
That's the only way you can make a throw.
And take care of the football while you're at it.
He can't throw the short passes.
How many picks did he have this year? Like 10? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 touchdown passes.
I'm actually kind of getting excited, though, about the draft because I think the Patriots, their 15th pick,
I don't like the Cam stuff is when I talk. Okay, so you want to talk about the market, inflated market. Like the market continues to rise for quarterbacks that are mediocre to poor. They're going to make, backup quarterbacks live in Wellesley. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here?
That's why they have to draft a quarterback, though. You can't go sign a free agent quarterback.
I think you either go get a veteran quarterback that is really good, and you bite the bullet for a couple of years. You're gonna pay the guy. I'd take Matt Stafford. I'd take Matt Ryan. I'd take Jimmy G. I wouldn't take Jimmy G. I'd take Jimmy G. They like him.
He just can't stay healthy. So if you pay him $20 million a year, $25 million a year, and he doesn't
Neither could
play,
Cam. Cam stayed healthy this year. He hasn't been healthy in 3 years.
He stayed healthy though. That was the big thing.
Did he stay healthy? He threw the art like.
I think. Yeah. Everybody was saying that Cam's healthy. I don't think he was healthy. He looked completely different in those first 3 games.
Yeah, I mean,
he looked different. He was throwing the ball better and all. I mean, the game against Seattle that he threw for like 330 yards. I mean, one thing you have Edelman in there, which you didn't have any time after that. Edelman was only 6 receiving yards short of N'Keal Harry for the season.
That's crazy. That is crazy. He played what, like 6 games?
I think he played 3 or 4 games.
That's nuts. Jules is a beast.
Yeah.
They don't make him like that anymore. They don't make dudes that are just tough. And
Gunner might be close.
Gunner's tough, but does he get rocked? He's been knocked out like almost every game.
Edelman did the same thing when he was younger, though.
Yeah, but he's smaller. He's like smaller than Jules was. Jules had a bigger frame on him. Jules definitely had a bigger frame on him. Gunner is probably the same height, but a lot leaner. Like, he's a lot leaner. He doesn't have the size. Like Jules had bigger legs. Like he was a little bit bigger, stockier build.
Gunner,
but he gets rocked.
Yeah,
he gets rocked. I'm like, jeez. I think in the Jets game he got KO'd on a kickoff return.
The only time he doesn't get rocked if he actually brings it all the way back. That's the only time he don't get rocked.
Oof.
When he gets tackled, he gets tackled.
It's crazy. And those guys, like in that position, like return guys, punt return, kickoff return, you got to have coconuts. Like they tell you to catch the ball, and they tell you to run full speed at a gap, and it either hits or it closes, and they just don't want you to break stride.
Oh, so just keep, no matter what.
You run on a track.
You
run on a track, and you go as fast as you can, and it either opens or it's gone. And they tell you, I don't care what you do, just don't stop your feet. Because when it opens, you can't, hesitate. You just got to hit it. So some of those dudes just hit it, and it opens, and then they're good, but you still get, killed.
Well, just think, too, when in kickoff returns that the kicking team could run down the field.
That's my era was big men, wedge, trap blocks, double teams, big dudes holding arms. It was intense. Kickoff was intense. I used to, when I ran down on kickoff, I blew my knee out. My next kickoff, a year later, I was literally crying. Before the kickoff, I don't want to hit the wedge. I don't want to do it. I just rehabbed the full year. You want me to do the same exact thing?
Yeah.
It's it's mentally terrible. It sucks.
But that is the one good thing I think they changed from the game to make it safer. Obviously, was the kick return stuff.
That was big time hits.
Yeah.
But there's guys. I mean, I know return guys are like, I get a concussion every game. Every game I'm either seeing stars
20 miles an hour, hitting somebody else running 20 miles an hour.
Like,
it's a car crash.
It's a big time hit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Taking you back to that.
Yeah, I remember.
You don't like
flash of light. And you'd see like, whoa, what's going on?
Back to the GM candidate. There's some people within that could become the next GM. You have like Dave Ziegler, but I guess he just got a request to interview for the Broncos job. Then I don't really know the rest of the list.
There's a lot of question marks, but I think, opposed to what the Boston Genius media people think, Bill is what is he, too old to relate to younger players? Like, come on. Like, he's the smartest coach. He understands game plans. And this is another thing, too. I've talked to other coaches from that were here, and they go to other places to work under another coach. And it's amazing. If I was a coach or a head coach or a coordinator, you game plan specifically for the teams that you play against. A lot of coaches have 5 or 6 calls. They play the same exact 5 or 6 calls, and they just try to run to the football. Defensively, that's the dumbest thing. So you're playing Tom Brady, you're playing Aaron Rodgers, and you say, we're going to spot drop, we're going to cover grass, we'll read the quarterback's eyes, and we're going to rally to the football. Give me a break.
Yeah.
You're going to get your asses looked off everywhere. He's going to pull the defense one way. He's going to go back to where the hole is, and he's going to cut you apart, slice you down the field, and you're not going to be able to do anything against that. If you play a great quarterback, a good coordinator, a good team, you have to specifically look at who are the go-to guys, how do you stop the go-to guys, how do you slow down this team. That's how you win. That's how I was coached with Bill and the way he does things. That's the best way to do it. And if you don't do it, you can be good and you can win football games, but when the games are like they count, playoffs come, and it's a one-game season and you need to stop a person, you can't win like that. You can't win like that. You can't do it.
Yeah.
But the hard part is it's hard to get a team to have the personnel that understands game planning. Because if you go into a certain situation and your defense doesn't have the stuff upstairs to understand defense, to understand coverages, to understand rotation, like, we would do stuff where I'm listening to Dev's telling me the rotation, I'm listening to the backers are telling me where they're at, and I'm looking at the front, and if it's 3-by-1 or 2-by-2, or if their split's nasty, is the back at home, if it's man coverage and the back's away and it's a bunch set and the back goes to me, there's no way the inside linebacker is going to be able to cover the back with traffic in his way. It's an easy pitch and catch to the guy running to the flat. There's traffic for the inside linebacker. Throw it to the guy who runs for 15, 20 yards. Other teams, they don't understand that. They're just, the D ends are locked in. Yeah, 3-point stance. I'm going to get a sack. I'm going to get a sack. Yeah. I'm going to get a sack. The inside linebackers are stupid. They're like, I'm going to cover that guy. Well, you don't see all the stuff that's created there to stop you from covering that guy. So some guys just don't get it. Like, there's guys that were here that just couldn't understand the concepts. Like, hey, if that guy's there, you take him. You just take him to the flat. You don't know. Nothing has to be said to you. You just take that guy, because the guy that's in coverage, he'll just run and add in. And where you were, he's just going to rush, and then you're just going to go peel, and that guy's taken away. He can't throw that ball quick. That's an easy throw, and then boom. That's like, so the Super Bowl, my last game, they played where they scored, and it was a bunch set, nasty set. The back was away, and it was man coverage. Hightower had the back. The back behind, like, he didn't motion, so he just went across now. Like, and I should have peeled with him, but I was late because I got caught. Like, when there's the bunch set and you have a guy on point, like Chung was pointed on the guy, and I always ask him, like, hey, do you want me here? You want me inside, or you want me outside? Because I don't want to mess him up.
Yeah,
I don't want to mess up his leverage or his coverage. So my mistake was, instead of taking one step up, because you always have to take one step upfield to clear that guy that's on, like, that receiver, I just was so antsy. I was like, oh crap, I got to get out there. So I just turned to run, and I hit that guy. It only takes one step. That guy's running a 4.3, and I was like, fuck. And then they threw it to him, touchdown. I was like, Jesus. But that particular play, that's the stuff. It's like a lot of guys don't have the awareness. They just don't understand it.
I think that's why, people do the thing of Belichick that he can't build a team and all that, because he doesn't take like the obvious, like most talented guy, right? Like he's looking for the people that are going to fit his scheme.
I think it's harder also to evaluate talent coming out of college now because the game in college has changed so much.
Yeah.
It's not what it used to be. So your linebackers, every linebacker has gotten small. Like they're just small dudes.
It's all these
speed.
Mobile quarterbacks.
It's mobile quarterbacks, but it's speed. But the problem is, if you're a 230-pound inside linebacker and you're going against a running team, a tackle or a guard is just going to soak you up. Just boom, take you, just throw your little ass out of the way and boom, run the football. If you're an outside linebacker or DN and you're not just a run up the field guy, like just run up the field and go make plays, which that doesn't work either. You just run up the field. You take yourself out of a lot of plays. If you're not a big, stout dude that can set and tight ends too. Like you look at a tight end. When I was a rookie, a tight end, I walked into the tight end. Like I walked in my first like team meeting and I saw the tight end group and I was like, oh no, I got to go against that animal. Like Ernie Conwell, look him up. Ernie Conwell, or look up Ernie Conwell. Ernie Conwell was 6'3", 285 pounds of just scary, scary human. He looked like the dude from the program, the big guy.
Yeah.
He looked just like him. He was scary, and I had to go against that dude, and I was like, this is the strongest man I've ever gone against.
And going against like Gronkowski and stuff. Well, you had to do it.
Big, yeah, Gronk is big and strong, but he wasn't as strong. Like that early 2000s
they were
era,
like just big.
Like think about the Patriots defense. Like Bruschi was 260.
Yeah.
Vrabel was 260. Everybody was massive. Or just even think about the 2014 Pats defense. Like I was 265. Chandler was 265. Hightower's 275. Jamie was 260. Mayo was 260, 255.
Yeah.
Dudes we had Vince 320. Yeah. Like
multiple human
we had Silver Salinga 350. We had Branch 340.
Yeah.
Like big ass dudes.
Yeah, nobody's
moving the ball. Like you can't move those guys.
No.
So then you look at the defense now, and then we had a couple years we had some issues. And we had Joe Villano, 285. Chris Jones, more of a pass rush guy, 280. That's when you have trouble. You don't have those big dudes, and they just don't. They don't have those guys coming out anymore. Because even Chase Young, like look at Chase Young. He's a big dude, but he's not like. They're avoiding contact guys. They're not like aggressors. They're not like go get it, go eat it up.
Well, Chase Young's just going to speed.
He's a speed guy.
Yeah.
But he's calling out Tom Brady. I want Tom. Did you see that?
Jeez.
This is another thing I'm having with these young Bucks. Like, what are we doing? As Scotty O, my old special teams coordinator, say, what are we doing? That's how I used to say, stutter a little bit. What are we doing? So you're a rookie. You have, 7.5 sacks?
Just went 7 and 9.
You went 7 and 9.
Yeah.
You don't really
won the division.
You wanted to give that. They wanted to lose that game. Like they were giving the Eagles so many chances. A muff punt where they recovered it. But interceptions.
The Eagles want to lose the game.
The Eagles didn't care. They're like, screw it. Like let's not give the Giants any success.
String quarterback.
But then here's another thing too. The Giants are upset that they're not in the playoffs with a 6-10 record. Give me a break. Logan Ryan said it best. He said, "Look, we can't sit here and be upset when we're not in the playoffs with 6 wins."
Yeah.
And then you get into Joe Judge. I like Joe Judge, but the integrity of the game and stuff. I mean, come on, like integrity. Be better than 6 wins. Like have,
if you won 8 games, you were gonna win the division.
Yeah, exactly. And then, like the coach has the right to do whatever he wants. Like he could do whatever he wants. He could put in, like their starting quarterback wasn't the guy. They put in Hurts. They have questions. We only have one game left. Let's see what happens here. Let's put the guy in that they put in that sucked. He won't even be on the team. He's going to be gone. They're going to cut him because of that bad. He was that bad. Just like, yep, we don't have a backup. We do not have a backup. We have Hurts if he's our guy. We need a backup quarterback.
Then Carson Wentz.
He'll be gone. He'll be gone.
They can't.
They'll do something. He'll be gone. He's not going to be a backup.
He's a $60 million cap hit.
Yeah.
Who's going to trade? Who's going to trade for that contract?
I don't know. Some idiots. But anyway, Chase Young, call out Tom Brady. I want Tom. Okay. They're going to get crushed. They're going to get killed. They can't cover all the receivers that they have.
I don't think Mike Evans is playing, though.
Yeah, I think he will. Even if he doesn't play. They have plenty of people.
I think that game, though, the defense, because the football
but they're not
team.
the football team isn't that good on defense. They're not that good. They kept them in certain games.
Their strength is pass rush, and that's Brady's weakness.
Yeah, but they're not that strong.
No, I don't think they're going to win.
And what they do well as a defensive end unit, they run up the field. And what does Tom do best? Step up in the pocket. Like the bad quarterbacks run out of the back of they continue to back up when they don't have anything. They just continue to backpedal out of the pocket. What that does is it takes your angle as a DN, it makes it a straight line. So when a quarterback backs up straight, you're trying to get to a spot by turning the corner, and you're trying to beat a guy that's pushing you past a certain point to get around the corner.
Yeah, so
when the quarterback just backs up and keeps backpedaling, you take that corner and you just make it a straight line, A to B. It's the easiest thing in the world to get to a quarterback that just goes straight back. You just run a straight line. Tom knows how to get to that point, feels it, steps up. You can't get there. The end just run past quarterback.
Yeah, the pass rush that gets Brady is up the middle.
Up the middle. You got to have inside pressure to get to Tom.
Yeah, but
let's see what David Andrews says to me.
It is crazy though that you have all these guys. Oh, there's a new report just came out that I just saw. Chase Winovich's mouth has reportedly been a Patriots concern.
The mouth. He talks too much.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes another thing that I've learned in my days, I've had plenty of issues in my career with, sometimes I'm sarcastic, sometimes I can be an asshole, sometimes I can say things that potentially come off as not agreeing with a coach or
a coach. You're saying with coaches.
Yeah, yes. So like if a coach, but I would say this, by the time that I would ever do that, I had already established myself as a starting player for a long time with a lot of success to where I had the resume to back up what I'm trying to say to the coach. So like,
was there one like incident in particular that you were thinking about?
Yeah. So like, there's time. Me and Matty P, love Matty P. Matty P was my coach when I got here and I started. He was my position coach. He knew how to say things that would really make me angry inside, and he knew he was doing it to piss me off, and I knew what to say back. That the room didn't really know that was what was happening, but I'd say something back to him, and he would just look at me because he knew. He pressed my button, I pressed your button. So like one time, for example, we ran a game, and you were supposed to run the game away from the slide. So I'll explain it to people that don't understand. The center is going to slide left or right. If the center slides with the guard and tackle, a me game or an up and under, any type of game with a two-man game won't work, because if you run a me game, which a me game is the D tackle gets up the field, penetrates up the field, and the end gets up the field, acts like he's rushing, sticks his foot in the ground, comes underneath. But if you do that and the center slides to you, guess what? There's that guy there. The center's there to pick you up. So what you do is you have to understand the protections. So if it's 3-by-1 and the center points a certain way or the mic's a certain way, because they can go either way. Usually the slide goes away from the back, but sometimes that's not the case. So in this particular moment, it was before the play. He played the play. I ran the game correctly, away from the slide, got there, sack, or it was in practice, so I just tapped the quarterback on the butt, got there, got home. So Matty was kind of like, he made a mistake, like he messed up, and he called me out. I was like, where were we supposed to do the game? I said, Maddie, run the play back. Hit pause. Hit pause. Run the play back. Where's the back? Where's the slide? Where's the game? What happened? And he like played it, and he just like looked at me, and I said in front of the team, like in front of the defense, and he was just like, he didn't say anything. So that's like some of the things that you don't do. Like you don't do that. Like if I was a young player, I would never have done that. I would have said yes. I would have said yes, sir. Yeah. You know, I got you. Understood. Definitely will get that done. But when you're an older player and you do exactly what they're telling you to do and you do it right and it's on tape, like sometimes you give it back to them a little bit. Like, yeah, look at, is that what you want, sir? Is that what you want? Can you do here? Do you want my helmet? Do you want to try it? Because I think you might get pancaked. you know, it's just stuff like that. Okay. Like Vrabel, there's a great story about Vrabel. Like I think Pep like was yelling at the defense or yelling at Vrabel, and it was in the game, and he took his helmet off and he went like this. Here, Pep, you try, you do it. And Pep, like, he's like, I couldn't do anything except like just smirk a little bit. Like he knows I can't do that. Like I'd love to try it, but it's over. Like I can't. But like there's points where I'd go out of the meeting room and I'd be angry and I'd slam something or throw it in the trash can really hard, and Matty wasn't happy with me and I wasn't happy with him. But that's football. Like you're going to have moments where you're angry and you're trying your best and you may miss a play or you might miss a tackle or a sack and you're pissed that you didn't get the job done. And there's instances on a football field where you don't realize like, man, why did I do that? Because you overthink sometimes, like you'll be overthinking and you're trying to go so fast, you make a mistake and you're like, damn it, why didn't I just do this? And it would have been a sack or it would have been interception. It would have been a tackle for loss. And there's other times where you make a big play and you're like, man, I wasn't even thinking. I just reacted and I made a big play. So the Winovich thing, like if there is any issues, I don't know. I'm not in the building, but you need to have the resume before you can do anything. Like you have to have the stats. You have to be there every play. Like you have to, like for me, I think I missed like 5 games in 8 years. Like every single week you're there. Every down, you play 1,000 snaps this year. You play 1,000 snaps that year. You're on everything. You're on every single personnel. Like they do the call outs before the game to make sure we have all the personnels. You just stand the whole time. You're like, yep, I'm here. Yep, I'm here. Nickel. Yep. Dime. Yep. Base. Yep. Hippo. Yep. Rhino. Yep. Goal line. Yep. Rabbits. Yep. Like everything. Field goal. Yep. Punt. Yep.
Yeah, you get
like you earn the respect. Yeah. You earn the respect to chirp a little bit or say, perfect example. We're playing Denver. I get a call. Hightower gives me a rip call. I look at Hightower. I don't want to run the rip call. I don't say it. I say, got it. Got you. I don't run the rip call. Like I should have, because what he's doing is he's ripping me inside the B gap and he's coming in the C gap. He's scraping, blitzing. But as a football player, I'm reading what the offense shows me. The tackle is sitting heavy inside the B gap with no splits. So like there's a 6-inch split in the B gap with a heavy inside foot. You think I'm going to be able to get in the B gap and do anything? I'm just sacrificing myself and doing nothing when I think I could just get upfield and beat this guy because he's so tight and he's heavy-footed right now. I can just get around him on the edge. And what I do, I just got around him on the edge, sack, fumble. We get recovered on the 10. We score. We win them by a lot. It's like, but if you don't make that play, like say I go around the edge, quarterback steps up, Hightower's in the C gap. We're both in the C gap. He has a huge B gap, throws the ball down the field. They complete it, and then that's what the F. What the F? Yeah. It's like if you make that decision, you better take you. Sorry, I messed that up. If you take it, you better make it. That's the saying. If you take it, you make it.
Yeah.
If you miss it, you're in trouble. That's when you're going to get it. So, it's like. There's plenty of instances of that, but you have to have the resume. And I don't care who you are. And the problem is a lot of young players these days feel that they already have the resume before they do anything. So they feel like I was drafted in the first round, or I was drafted high, or I'm playing. Well, I've already made it. Like, no. Like, you haven't made it until you've made it every play possible, and you've earned the respect of everybody on the field. If you don't earn the respect, respect is a highly, highly sought after thing in the NFL. If you earn it on the field and you have the respect of your play, the guys on your team and the guys on the opposite team, then then you've earned the right to maybe say something or earn the right to freelance a little bit. But up until that point, when I was a young player, I did exactly what I was told. I never talked back. I never said anything. I just put my head down. I took it like you're supposed to. Like my dad, like coach. When I was in kindergarten, the principal told my mom, "I've never seen a kid as defiant as your son." Because I'll yell at him or I'll tell him to do something, and he just looks at me. Because what am I, like, some nerd that's got glasses on is going to scare me when my dad's got freaking, triple X paws that would, swipe me and I would, like, crumble in a pile of tears. Like some skinny nerd's not going to make me nervous when I'm, like, 6,
So you were labeled as the defiant kid?
I was the defiant kid. I got suspended from the bus when I was in first grade.
Wow. That's early on.
Yeah.
For what?
I shouldn't have done this. I threw my peanut butter and jelly at the bus driver, and I hit him in the back of the head with it.
Like Billy Madison.
Yeah. So imagine this too. I got kicked off the bus in first grade. I would walk. The school was pretty far. It was pretty far. My mom was really angry with me because she was working. She was going to school to be a teacher. So she would have to drive me when she didn't have time to do that. So I was supposed to be on this program where, like, I was in first grade and the school was and I was in South Holland, Illinois. It's like a suburb, but it's, there's train tracks and like multiple, like 4-lane highway, like streets that are pretty sketchy to cross.
Yeah. That was 7-year-old
I couldn't
kid.
imagine my daughter avoiding the school bus and walking where I walked to get home. And I did it a couple times till I got caught. Like, I was supposed to, when I got back on the bus, I was supposed to get on the bus and they were supposed to watch me get on the bus, but I would, like, sneak off and I would walk back. I used to crawl under my bushes and, like, avoid my mom's eyes to, like, get to walk on my own to get to school. It's crazy.
So why didn't you want to go on the bus?
Because I didn't like the bus driver.
You threw your sandwich at him?
Yeah. Well, he didn't like me after he got hit with the sandwich. So he wasn't nice to me. So I avoided him, but then I got in trouble for that too. So then I went to a different school. My mom took me out of that school and put me in another school, put me in a Catholic school for 2 years. And I came back and the nuns used to beat me. I'm kidding. I'm joking. But I wouldn't say, I guess I've always been a little bit against the grain. Just against the grain.
And threw your sandwich at the bus driver.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't have done that. Did
you regret it when you did it?
I don't know. I think I was just being in high school. So in high school, I had like 130 detentions or something, which is, I wasn't being a bad kid. They had a no gum chewing rule in school. And I told the principal, I'm like, look, the gum isn't going under the desk. I'm not throwing it anywhere inappropriately. If I put a piece of gum in my mouth, I'll just put it in the trash can. And he's like, there's rules in place. You follow the rules. I said, I think your rules are stupid. I'm going to eat a piece of gum. So like in one day, for example, I got caught. Took my name 3 times. So in that school district, if you get the first offense is 3, then the second offense is like 6, and the third offense is like 12. So in one day, they gave me like 12. You add them all up, and they just keep multiplying. So every Saturday I'd go in and I'd spend all day in a room and just serve all my detentions for chewing gum. Like, that sounds so stupid. Doesn't that sound stupid? And then I got like,
there's got to be other things though.
I jumped up and I grabbed the basketball rim. So I was a freshman in high school and I grabbed the basketball rim. My gym teacher hated my guts. She was this old lady, hated me. I don't know why. I don't know why she didn't like me. Well, some people don't like athletes, I guess. I don't know. But I got like 12 detentions for grabbing the basketball rim. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a new one.
It was ridiculous.
Did you throw any sandwiches in high school?
No, I didn't do anything like that in high school. I chewed gum and I tried to dunk a basketball and grab the rim. Like that's basically why I had to serve a ton of time.
What did your parents think about it?
They said stop chewing gum. I was like, well, I like chewing gum in school. Like it helps me like concentrate. I don't know. Like I'll put it in the trash can. I'm not putting it like, I guess they're worried about like people sticking it under the desk. Like, which okay, that's gross. But if I'm responsible enough to make sure I put it in the trash can, can I chew gum? No, I guess not. I don't think it was 120. It was like 60 or so. I don't know. And then I had. So I think I had like, if you're tardy, you get inter school suspension if you're tardy, and I had like 4 late to schools, and if you have 5 late to schools, you get a full day inter school suspension. So you get to school, you go down in the basement, and it's like 8 a.m. to like 2:30, like you're in one room. I don't know. It is what it is. They retired my number though. Hey.
Oh, did they?
They retired me. Yeah, I'm retired. I'm on the wall of fame.
Did the principal that kept giving you all the detentions and the gym teacher, were they there?
All those people are gone, yeah.
Oh, they weren't
my
there
coach, my football coach is the administrator now, so they all like me.
Did the bus driver hit with the sandwich show up to it?
The bus driver, he's probably long gone. I don't know. First grade. I don't know. I think about the things I did when I was a young kid. And like I used to ride my bike to different cities, like towns that are far. I'm like, I can't believe I used to do that. Like, I wouldn't want my daughter. No. Like I'm talking, I used to ride my bike. Like I used to throw rocks at the bums on the train. Like you don't know those people. Like they could like be killers or something. You know, like there was there was an Oasis. You know what an Oasis is? Yeah. Like where all the semi trucks go from 80, like from California, like.
Yeah, across the
they'd steal kids and sell them. You know, like I used to go to the Oasis as like a 8-year-old, and there'd be like people like underneath this overpass, and like me and my buddies used to throw rocks and like hear them yell at us, and then we'd run off. Like it's crazy. That's not smart. Could have been just scooped up and somewhere.
I know you would never have made the NFL.
I would have been gone.
Yeah,
I'd have been gone.
So. When you saw Billy Madison when it came out, were you just like
no yelling on the bus?
Did you ask for like royalties?
Who would
from
eat
that?
36 bag lunches?
No, I'm talking about this part.
What part?
The Rob Ninkovich story. Oh, it's on a.
Is it the?
Watch. This is you when you threw the sandwich to the driver.
Oh yeah, look. Maybe that's why I did it.
It wasn't out then.
I'll turn this bus around.
There's little Rob.
Yeah. Hey, maybe that's why I did it. Hold on. Turn up the volume on it. That's the best part. The best part is when he gets angry. He goes. Hold on. We got to get the volume on that. Is there a little?
Throw your sandwich at the bus driver. Do it, Tom.
I'll turn this bus around. Is that what he says? I'll turn.
Yeah.
I'll turn this damn bus
around.
That'll end your precious little field trip pretty damn quick. Huh?
Was that what happened?
Oh,
was that
no,
identical?
I don't know what he was doing up there, but that might have been because when was that? Billy Madison was 93.
Something like that.
Like Billy Madison, I probably watched Billy Madison, and that's why I threw my sandwich at the bus driver.
95. You were
95. I was.
No, you would have been like 11.
I was born in 84. Yeah, so that was before. That was before.
You should get some royalties from it.
Yes.
Is that what did the bus driver do when you hit him with the sandwich?
I think he stopped. He looked in the mirror, and then he knew it was me, and then he wrote my name down, and then I got called in the office. This is my neighbor. And I text him that Brody jumped. So Brody went across the street to my neighbor's house, and they have like that retaining wall, like where if it's the driveway that goes down and you park underneath the house. And I said, Brody, get back here. And he like turned around and he just ran. And I was like, stop. Like it's like slow motion. No. Like he ran off that. It's like 5 feet, like just ran right off it. And I just watched him like, no, don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. Right to the concrete. I'm like, oh no, he's okay though. Hopefully. He's okay. My neighbor has like security cameras everywhere. He's like, I'm gonna watch it.
Gonna watch Air Bud?
Air Bud.
He's trying his best.
So we don't have him today. We don't have him. We didn't want like the tiles being pulled off the wall, but anyway, yeah. So back to the Winnow stuff. Like, I like the kid. I hope that he can become an every down player. I think he needs to gain 10 pounds of muscle. If he gains 10 pounds of muscle, he's 255, 260. Maybe you can keep him on the field in running situations. But, there's certain instances where I know that, he led the team with 5.5 sacks. Like you need like 10. You need more. You need more. You got to be an every down player.
Rusher.
Yes. You need to be because every down, when you're an every down player, every play is it's a setup. So like it's like chess. I'm setting you up to give you what I want to do to get to the quarterback. So the first few plays, I'm setting you up. Like maybe I'll power. He doesn't think I have the speed. Then I go act like I'm powering and transition to speed. And then he misses you. And then boom, there's your sack. But it's all timing. It's all timing. Like when you do it, when you come on and off the field. My last year it was tough. Like when you come on and off, you're cold. Like you could be cold. You haven't played in a few snaps. You get back out there. The guy's used to another player. So it's like when I was playing every down, you have more success because you can kind of set these guys up. So for him, I'm sure he's going to be motivated to add a little weight. He's got to get a little bit stronger from the waist down so he can set the edge and he can be an every down player. That's what you got to do.
And shut his mouth.
That's just a young guy thing. You got to just go out there, let your play do the talk. And other than that, just listen.
Yeah, earn it. So with the ever-changing Patriots, obviously 2021 is going to be a completely different team, I think. Do you think McDaniels is gone?
I think so.
Caserio being hired?
I think he'll leave.
He'll be the head coach.
How could you turn down $20 million? Like,
yeah.
If somebody offers you a head coaching job, I don't know how he turned down that Colts job because that's guaranteed money. So, like, if you go be a head coach, yeah, they do.
I mean, the Texans have a decent team.
I know he only has one more shot. Like, if you have 2 opportunities to be a head coach and they both fail, like your odds of getting a third chance are pretty much done. Yeah. So he needs to pick his team wisely, and you got to make sure. So like Texans have a quarterback, that's a good thing. Chargers have a quarterback, that's a good thing. Colts, they don't really have a quarterback, so
no,
they don't have a quarterback after this year. Rivers is gone, so. Yep. I think he leaves. I think he definitely leaves. Someone dangles $30 million in front of you for 4 years, and you're like, yeah, even if you stink, if you're Adam Gase and you win 9 games in 2 years and you still are guaranteed $20 million, he's still going to get his contract. Every dollar you sign for, you get.
Yeah,
as
he's
a coach.
Gone because he knows Caserio. Caserio is going to know what McDaniels wants. They're going to give it to him. They got a decent team. They got a good quarterback.
So you think that they'll go with? So do you think the Texans will? They fired Billy O, who's like there's a lot of Patriot people there.
They already went with another Patriot player.
I know, but I'm saying you think they go with another Patriot guy, another Patriot OC for a head coach?
Almost guarantee it. I mean,
I don't know.
Caserio is going to have the say in that.
So I don't think if I was an offensive coordinator like McDaniels and Caserio went to another team, I don't know if I'd want to follow. him.
Why?
I'd kind of want to go to another place because
what better
anything that happens that's negative.
That's better than the Texans' job this year is the Chargers. That's the
Chargers. I like the Chargers' job. Yeah, it's a better job.
But McDaniel's going to want to go where he's used to, right? Like where he's going to he can set the team up the same way and all that stuff. I think it's a natural. I think today you're going to hear. But
honestly, though, like Caserio is going to go. Caserio wasn't able to set up the Patriots team the way he wanted to set up the Patriots team.
Yeah.
He was in charge of rookie contracts, negotiating contracts up to a certain point, and then it's, I got to call Bill, or I got to talk to Bill on that. Like, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
It's like now he has the freedom. He's free to be a GM, like be a real GM. Because even though he was a GM here for a long time, I don't think anyone really gave him the credit of being the GM. They always said, "Oh, well, Bill's the GM."
Though. He was quasi GM.
Yes, but now he has the freedom to be a true GM.
He's going to be the GM.
Yes,
yeah. But I think 100% though he hires McDaniels. Who else is out there anyway? I could see him grabbing like Mayo
as a head coach.
Yeah. You got a young. I mean,
if you
that's a tough
your job, his job as a GM balances on his coach and how much success he has. If you have a guy like Deshaun Watson and you bring in somebody with no experience and he fails and doesn't do a great job, then you're fired and your chances of being a GM are pretty much gone too. So he needs to bring.
GMs get longer though on it. I mean, especially with the Texans because
but
Billy O'Brien screwed them long term. I mean, they should have the number 3 pick this year, and
they have the quarterback. They have some pieces.
Yeah.
You have Will Fuller, you have Cooks, you have some pieces there that they have some decisions to make. J.J. Watt, I think they should let him go because he's making $20 million a year. Let him go, and he's going to try and find. If I'm J.J. Watt, I'm like, all right, where do I go that I can win now?
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to rebuild.
Need a situational.
I need to win now. Like, I need to get to a playoff game again. Like, I need to win. So, I don't know. Maybe McDaniels goes. Is he under contract still? He's not a free agent.
He's under contract, but I don't think that matters on coaches.
I think it does.
I don't think so.
I think the Patriots have to let.
Caserio's under contract.
I didn't think so.
Yeah.
I thought his contract was up.
No, I don't think it's up. I thought they just re-signed him.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you have to be. I think the Patriots could block it. They could block McDaniels from going to interview. I think, but I don't see them blocking it. They've let him interview a bunch of other times. He took the job with the Colts.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
Went to Denver.
I don't know how that works. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, well, Patriots got some big free agents too. So I think we should play a game of what's your percentage of return of you think this player returning.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, Cam Newton.
0.
I think 25%.
0. He's gone.
Joe Tooney.
0. He's gone.
I think that's 50%.
He's gone.
50%.
No, they're not going to pay him. They're not going to franchise him, and he's going to.
But if they draft a quarterback, say they draft a young quarterback,
he's going to He's going to set the market for guards. Like he's going to be the highest paid guard in the league. Yes, they're not going to do it. They won't do it.
I
know them.
Might.
I know the Patriots. They're not going to do it. He's gone.
All right, David Andrews.
75% back.
I'll go 90%.
I go 75 because
he's captain.
I go 75 because I think there's a chance another team gives him so much that he can't turn it down. Patriots can't match 25%.
I don't think he's going to look for them to match it. I think he's going to look for them to come close.
I'll call him. And I'll say, go get the money, bro. You got your rings. Go get the money.
You can't do that.
Go make as much as you can.
Then you're influencing this game.
Go make as much as you can while you can.
Lawrence Guy.
50-50. 50%.
I think 75%.
50-50 because he only has so many bites left of the apple. He's in his 30s. If somebody offers him a certain amount, he's got to go.
You got to realize that the cap could be so much lower next year. They haven't said that yet. If it's going to be 175 million or 200 million,
yeah,
if it goes to 175. I mean, you get teams already over the cap.
Yeah,
I mean, there's not free agency dollars is going to go down. James White.
I'd say 90% return.
I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to say 30%.
30.
Yeah,
I think
he ends up in. I think Tampa Bay.
He could, but I feel like
Florida.
They got to make sure that they retain some of that. Like I said before, the veteran leadership that's been there and done it. Like he's been there, done that, made huge catches in big games. You're gonna lose a bunch of guys. Like you got to keep at least one guy with some history to him.
Yeah, Adam Butler.
25%.
I'm like 50-50. Because I mean,
because he's gonna be like your Trey Flowers. Like somebody's gonna pay him.
I don't think he's gonna get paid that high.
Somebody's gonna give him more than what the Patriots are willing to pay him, though.
I don't know. I mean, he didn't have that.
I mean, he's not gonna get $90 million, but if somebody offers him 20, like they're not gonna match that.
That's tough because they have the cap space. I
mean, but they need it for position groups that they can't just get a 7th rounder and plug and play.
If the cap's 175 and all the opt-outs come back and Julian's back and everything, they have $70 million in cap space. So that means if it goes to 200, they got $95 million. But then if some of the opt-outs don't come back, like Cannon,
is Butler an impact player? Is he an impact player?
No. But
so do you pay him like an impact player?
But they signed when they signed Guy to a 4-year, $20 million deal. He wasn't an impact player.
I think Guy's better than Butler.
Oh, I think Guy is better, but obviously now that was 4 years ago, so the money's moved up. So I think if he commanded like a 4-year, $20 million contract,
Yeah, but
I
can
think
you
they'd
go
sign
get
him.
a rookie that can do the things that he can do, or a young player?
The problem is though is that they need to almost get the rookies, on the offense side of the ball.
Yeah.
So and you have so many other needs that you need for rookies, right? You need rookie linebackers right now. You need another rookie cornerback.
You need speed.
Yeah. So I think that's they'll kind of dictate in there. Jermaine Illuminor,
Who's that?
offensive lineman.
Oh yeah. Tackle? I don't know.
He played a couple of different
Was he
positions.
hurt?
Yeah, he was hurt and came
Yeah.
back. Played 41% of the snaps.
They'll probably get him for nothing.
Yeah,
So,
I think he'll come back like 100%.
90%.
Yeah. Demir
Those are the
Bird.
guys they love. The guys that got hurt, and then they're like,
Yeah.
he can play. Let's give him a little bit.
But that's why I think Adam Butler
Yeah.
will, because he didn't really play all the snaps, got
Yeah.
hurt. Demir Bird.
Gone.
I think he
Once
played
that ball hit him in
65.
the face and he dropped that, the Bill's like, all right,
I still think
get out of here.
65%.
0.
Rex Burkhead.
I think he's retired.
There you will.
I think it's going to be hard for him to get back.
Well, let's just assume that he's not retiring.
100% they'd give him back. Give him a
I think it's 100% because you'll get him for nothing.
Yeah.
It'll be like a 1 year, $2 million
Mhm.
deal. Nick Folk.
100%. He had a good year. They'll get him back.
They signed another kicker.
They
so
need need a guy that's like consistent. He was consistent even though we all year were like, hey, he's gonna miss this one, and he made a lot. So
I couldn't believe it.
I think they'll sign him back. They will.
I think it's like 50-50. Jason McCourty.
Man. 50-50. 50-50. I'd say just because he's done well, and then on the flip side of that, he is, 33?
Yeah.
He's older.
Yeah.
He's played a long time. I could see him maybe just saying, I'm good.
I think if you're judging it by just does he sign with the Patriots, sign for another team, I think it's 100% with the Patriots. I think if you go if you throw retirement in there, I think it's like 50-50.
Yeah, I'm going 50-50.
Yeah. John Simons.
I don't think he comes back.
I think it's like 40%.
I think 25.
Justin Bethel.
10, 5. I don't know.
Like 30%.
Some of these guys,
I'm skipping
some of these guys
these.
are not going to give him back. They're not going to just want. They're not even going to want to sign him back.
Yeah, I'm skipping some of them. That like Terrence Brooks.
20%, 25.
I think 0. I think they have too many because I think Chung's going to come back.
Yeah,
Brian Hoyer.
0. It's gone.
I think he's going to be a coach.
Maybe,
He moved
but
here.
he could go steal some more and be a backup
He
with a
moved here
clipboard.
though. Built a house here and everything.
Yeah, but that's easy. If he's going to go make $2 million to be a backup somewhere, just sell your house.
I think they hired him. I think there was like a backdoor deal there that he's going to end up coaching. Dietrich Wise.
What do you pay Diedrich? I mean,
It's like a hybrid fit. It's not really.
they need.
a
What do they
defensive
need on
tackle.
defense? What's the number one need? They need
Linebacker.
speed, and they need guys that can set the edge.
But the thing is, I think they need more than just speed, right? Because you need some big guys on the defensive line, big tackles.
I
Unless,
like
Bo Allen
Wise
comes
too. He
back.
works really hard. I feel like
Was Bo Allen signed for multiple years?
yeah, too.
So he'll
be
technically
back.
he's
Yeah,
back.
he'll be back.
Yeah.
So like when I see Wise run and stuff, he looks like he's in pain all the time. Like he looks like it looks hurt. Like not hurt, but
He
like
hurt a lot.
he looks just like an older player, but he's young. So I mean, I would say that 75 on Wise because they like his work ethic and he's the type of guy you want on your team. 75% because they can like probably get him at a good nobody's gonna. I'm surprised every single year, but
Yeah. I think it's 50-50.
like 75 he comes
Yeah.
back.
And then J.C. Jackson.
He's gone. He outplayed. He's gone, and I don't think that they'll give him a contract that anybody else is gonna. It's like somebody's gonna overpay him. Like he's gonna be the highest paid corner. You got 9 picks. I don't think they franchise tag him. There's no way.
I think they just put the first round tender on him and just let somebody sign him.
Yeah.
We
They
can
could do
first round
that.
pick. I mean, you need picks, right?
But what's the chances he's back here?
Back here, I think it's 50-50.
I think less than that.
I just think it depends on what are the other NFL teams seeing him. Like, will they give him that very top money? And
I know he's not a free agent, but what's your percentage on Gilmore playing
for the Patriots? I still see it goes into the J.C. Jackson thing, right? Because say J.C. Jackson's gone, then don't you kind of have to?
Yeah, I'm just saying as far as he's.
I think it's. I don't like,
underpaid. He'll be underpaid in a sense of what he is talent wise. The Patriots will say you're overpaid based on your injury. How do you think that relationship's going to work out? I don't think it'll work out because if I'm him, I'm like, all right, well, just cut me. Just cut me. I'm making $7 million. You think I can't do it? I just had a knee surgery. Yes, I did. But I'm betting that I can recover from this and be a better player than what you're paying me. So it's just not going to be a good relationship here if you want me to play for $7 million.
If they let J.C. Jackson walk, they get a first-round pick. You don't think the Patriots would give Gilmore like $5 million more?
I don't think they will, especially if he didn't have the injury, 100%. But with the injury and his age, they're going to hang that over his head. Like, oh, well,
I still think it's 50-50.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't think that those discussions are going to go smooth.
If the draft comes around and he's not traded, I think it's like 100% he's coming back. I could see him giving him $4 or $5 million more just to, I mean, if you have that much cap space.
But so the money that they took out of his contract and gave it to him this year came out of the last year.
Yeah.
So if you bump up his total cap hit or whatever that is, bumps up $4 million. Like, unless they give him an extension with money, then it spreads out over the term.
I don't know though because
if you give him a bump or $4 or $5 million, it goes right on the cap hit. Like, it goes right to the 2021 cap with his whole contract that he had previous.
Yeah, I know, but his cap hit for this year right now is only $7 million. So if you give him $5 million more, it'd be $12 million cap hit. You already have the $7 million factored into the $70 million in cap space, assuming nobody else opts out. They're gonna get into this and they're gonna have close to $100 million in cap space by the time the draft rolls around. It's just gonna be interesting to see what they do with that 15th pick.
I want to know if you don't have a quarterback in this league, you're dead in the water.
That's why I think there's 5 very good. I think that could be very good quarterbacks in the NFL, right? Like I think this is going to end up being one of the best quarterback drafts in the NFL history.
Draft's tough.
What?
I'm just saying the draft is just so hard because if you draft a rookie,
fits it what they want.
If you draft a rookie, you're basically saying the first 2 years are like we don't really have a shot because a rookie quarterback to get a rookie come in.
You hear what Bill said about first-round pick quarterbacks that they have 2 years to decide if they're even going to be on the team.
So they need a bridge. They need a bridge guy.
Yeah, but I could see them like signing somebody like Fitzpatrick. Kind of what the Dolphins did. I don't think
Fitzpatrick will come here.
Somebody like Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Like Jacoby Brissett. Like sign Jacoby Brissett. You've got a starter there.
You know, it'd be hilarious if we put you in full uniform and you and Fitzpatrick was coming out and you just ran out with him. Full uniform, ready to go. Beard, everything. It'd be great.
Start throwing some dimes.
Yeah, great.
I don't think Fitzpatrick will come here, but
no.
It would be nice.
He played on all 4 teams in the division then.
He would be I think that's like your best bet. Draft a quarterback, sign Fitzpatrick if you could make it happen because he could still win games. He obviously mentors.
He was in Florida for a little bit too, though. It's like, do I want to go back up north?
It's in Buffalo and
he's already retired
Jersey too.
He's like retired already.
It kind of but he's still going to play again. He ain't going to go back to the Dolphins.
No,
I think the Dolphins are screwed because I think Tua's not that good.
I don't think he is either.
All right, you want to go into playoff picks?
Boo! Playoff picks. Guess who's going to win? I know.
What, on this one?
Tom Brady. He's going to win.
The Super Bowl?
No, he's going to win against the Redskins.
Which is ridiculous because
I hate that. Why didn't they? Here's my thing.
Seed and you get a bye, basically.
If I was like in charge of anything in the NFL, in the division is so weak in the NFC East, like so weak that you're bumping out a possibly good football team for one of those garbage teams. I'd say, all right, If you don't have a winning, if you only have 6, 7 wins, you're
qualify.
out. You're
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals or somebody that's a competitive team should be in.
That's what it should be. It should be if you win your division, but you can't have a 500 record.
500
you
record.
Shouldn't be allowed.
You shouldn't make it.
Or
So, like, I think Tampa, unless it's like a blizzard, tornado, crazy, terrible weather game, and Tampa comes in and they're like freezing to death, and Tom's hand goes numb and he can't throw. Like, I don't see how
Chase Young takes out Brady.
Chase Young is like, I would say, Gronk, please decapitate Chase Young for me on a chip block. Like chip his head
ear
off.
hole him. Just come right across.
Chip his freaking head off.
All right, so first game, which I actually think is probably one of the better games, is Colts Bills
Ooh.
in Buffalo. With no
Let's
fans.
go Buffalo.
With no fans.
Buffalo's gonna win. Buffalo is on fire.
I really want to pick the Colts in
fire.
this game because
No,
Jonathan
turn
Taylor
it.
looks good.
I'm
The running
telling
back for
you.
the Colts.
Yeah.
I just don't like Phillip Rivers.
I
So I will
mean,
go with the Buffalo football team.
Buffalo's good.
Um,
They're riding high right now. They got a lot of mojo.
Yeah, they're going to get crushed right after this round, though. Rams, Seahawks.
Seahawks.
I'll go with the Seahawks.
I'm going. I don't think Goff even plays. Broke his thumb, had surgery. There's no way.
Yeah, even if he plays,
Like,
I mean, you're not going to be.
No. And he's not that good, I don't think.
Buccaneers football team.
I'm going with Tom Brady.
I'm going to go with.
Come on, they don't even have a
Buccaneers.
quarter. Alex Smith is playing on like a leg that like, I feel like he shouldn't even be playing. Like,
No, he should be playing.
looks like he's hurt. I mean, he is
Buccaneers.
hurt. He has a freaking rods in his legs.
He almost died.
He almost died.
Yeah. Ravens, Titans.
He's made like
Good game.
100 million plus too. Like, just give it up.
He made $25 million this year.
Yeah, give it up. Like, go enjoy yourself. You have plenty of money.
You see, his wife took the halo that he had on his leg. and
Yeah,
made it
that's
to-
the
it made it to,
closest
like,
thing he'll have to a Lombardi.
Yeah, no.
Is that trophy.
But it's actually probably a better trophy for him, though. I mean, he didn't have his leg amputated.
It's a good. He
Did you
almost
see,
died.
Like, he was getting surgery for a year, like every 2 weeks.
No, he
got
went
surgery.
through a lot. That's why I would have gave the NFL career the deuces,
Yeah,
and he would be on the.
that wouldn't be.
He would have been on the. He would have been on like a permanent. I mean, the guy probably could have qualified for some type of disability. His leg looks terrible.
Kinda.
His leg looks weird. It's like a bubble, like down low, and like no calf.
Yeah,
It's like it looks awful.
but like, it looked like he was having trouble walking.
It
Like,
looks. He looks.
still.
Yes, he doesn't. He's
How
not.
can you be on a football?
He used to
field?
be fast. Like we used to
Yeah.
play him, and I'm like, dude, this dude's running a 4.5. Like he used to be super
Yeah.
athletic, fast. Like
not
now he
anymore.
can't run.
No.
But I get it. I mean, it's an awesome story that he was able to get back. But on the same
Yeah.
token, like if he gets hurt again, like if he hurts his leg, like
This should be the last game.
yeah.
All right, we got Ravens Titans.
Ooh, this is gonna be a good game. This could be a really good game. Is this a Sunday or a Saturday game?
Sunday, 1:00, the first game. It's not even prime time.
1:00 game. I'm gonna go with the Ravens.
That's
I
what
think they finally can like get it done. I think Tennessee at times looks good, and then at times you're like,
That's the thing is like what Tennessee
like
team
what
do you
Tennessee
get?
do you get? Like
I mean, do you get Derrick Henry
Derrick
rushing for
Henry,
240
yeah,
yards?
yeah, like Derrick
'Cause
Henry.
he
like,
rushes for
that's
200
the
yards,
catalyst
you
there.
can't win.
That's the cat. Like you have to take it as a personal thing. Like if we don't stop this guy, like we are being embarrassed by this guy. Let's every hat to the ball. Let's get this guy. Let's stop this guy. Because if you put it in Tannehill's hands, I don't think they can do it.
Just in the interest
And
of
Lamar, like I want Lamar to run for like 80 yards, throw for 150, 2 touchdowns. Like don't go crazy here. Don't drop back a ton. Like use his athletic ability. And if they go out there and they like just play within their means of, if it's 10 plays that we can run great, let's
Yeah.
run 10 plays. Let's
Yeah,
not
let's
get
play good
crazy and
defense.
invent the wheel here. Let's just go play football.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Titans. Just so we have something that's different.
Okay.
Then we have the Bears versus the Saints. Your
Saints.
hometown team versus the Saints.
Saints. Trubisky.
I will also take the Saints.
Trubisky.
Then your favorite quarterback,
Yep.
the Browns
Oh,
versus the Steelers.
their play caller is not even going to be there. He's got COVID. Their head coach that calls the plays is not going to be there. let's get Baker in there. Make all the calls, baby. Like, you call the game. I don't think you can do it. Steelers are going to win that game. Go with the Browns. Do it. You're thinking.
I think I am.
Do it.
The Steelers don't look that good.
I mean, they almost beat them with the backups in. The Steelers were a 2-point conversion away from tying the game up.
But the problem is that the Steelers should go into the next game and just look atrocious.
I don't think that the Steelers lose. I don't think so. With their defense, without some key pieces, their head coach all week for practice and preparation. Put up the deuces.
I'm gonna go with the Browns.
Peace.
I'll go with the Browns.
See ya, Baker. I'll see you on the Progressive commercials.
So, of these games, obviously we picked already, but what do you think the game could have the biggest upset?
The biggest upset,
like, what's their chance of the biggest upset?
Probably
so,
Colts. Colts over Buffalo.
I'll give you the lines. It's.
I think Colts Buffalo over Buffalo.
Buffalo is favored by 6.5.
Yeah.
Seattle's 3.5. Which that's crazy.
That seems too.
That's a good lock pick
tight.
if you're going to be betting.
Too tight.
8 for the Buccaneers, 3 for the Ravens, 10 for the Saints, and 6 for the Steelers.
I'll go Bears over the Saints. And I say that because the Bears, what's the one thing that affects a 40-year-old quarterback? Pass rush.
Yeah.
And you have possibly the ability to get after the quarterback a little bit and cause some issues. And if you create a turnover or two, you never know. You never know. And I feel like with Montgomery, is it Montgomery? No, I'm thinking the Bills. The running back for the Bears, it's Montgomery, right?
Yeah.
They had no running game, and then
Montgomery.
the last few weeks, they kind of established some run identity, like they ran the ball. So if you run the ball against the Saints, I mean, the Saints kind of showed a little bit of their weaknesses against the Eagles when they lost to the Eagles. Maybe that's the biggest upset. I mean, if of all those teams, the Bears beat the Saints, that would be the biggest upset.
I actually thought that I was going to take that game, but since you took it, I'll take a different one. I will take a different one. Nope. I will take the football team over the Buccaneers.
You're nuts.
What if they get to Brady?
Yeah.
Chase Young, he wants Brady. He wants him.
I want Brady.
I mean, I would only say that just because if there's some weather or something like that. I mean, Brady's obviously fine in the weather, but the rest of their team's not. I mean, they almost lost to the Giants. I mean, the Buccaneers have I don't think they've beat one team with a winning record this year. One. They're not very good. I mean, they're 11-5.
That would be upsetting for many people.
Oh, how upset would
I
you
would be upset. I would be upset. I want to see Tom in the Super Bowl with Tampa.
You think
bombs
Super
over
Bowl?
Baghdad? No, I don't. I don't think. I think the second they go up to Buffalo, they're gonna have their hands in their hand warmer. They're gonna be freezing because I don't care what you do. When they went to Detroit and played in the bubble, they got off the airplane. There was like the Instagram stories, and the guys were like, "Let's go!" Like you're all freezing, like running off the plane, getting to the bus. They go up to Lambeau. It's a wrap. They're gonna come off the plane. They're gonna be like, "Let's just get back home."
These are the
to
teams
the
they
palm
beat
trees.
this year. The Panthers, the Broncos, the Chargers. They beat the Packers.
They beat the Packers at Lambeau.
Yeah. The Raiders, the Giants, the Panthers, the Vikings, the Falcons, the Lions, the Falcons.
That's not.
That's not a good resume. And they've lost. They lost to the Chiefs, the Rams, the Saints, the Bears,
Saints twice,
and the Saints. Yeah, lost to the Bears too.
Yeah, but
they
the Bears,
almost
the
lost
pass
to the
rush,
Giants.
Mac was getting after. Mac was under attack.
That's what I'm saying though. But the football team can rush the passer. It's like the one thing they can do well is rush the passer. That's the one thing they can do well. And who knows? Maybe they're all fired up. Maybe Alex Smith is all ready to go, and he's like, "This is my last game. I'm gonna go out there."
I'm just gonna go out here, but it wouldn't be his last game.
If he wins.
Yeah, if they win.
Yeah, they bring that trophy out.
They bring out the leg trophy.
They hand him the leg trophy.
You win.
Yeah, he's carried off the field.
He's a blessed man too.
He's done well. I mean,
he was a first overall pick back before the new CBA was in effect. So
that's right, because he got all that.
Look
money.
up his career earnings. I'm curious.
It's a lot.
Alex Smith career earnings.
It's a lot.
I bet it's in the 175 million category.
I think you may be light. No, you're not light. 161.5 million.
How much?
161.5.
I was close.
Yeah.
161. Figure cut it in half to taxes because he lived in California, so cut it 60%.
Wasn't long though in California because he was with the Chiefs for a while.
He got paid with the Chiefs.
He got paid with
He
the
was
Chiefs.
the-
And got
he was
paid
the
with
first overall-
with the Redskins too.
Yeah, he did.
Like he's still on a 4-year, $94 million contract.
Really?
Yeah, that's what the Redskins when they were the Redskins, that's what they signed him for. He is signed until 2022. So, this year he got $16 million.
What did he get last year on injured reserve?
$15 million. Then next year he gets 19, and then 2022 is $21 million.
Oh, boy, made a lot.
How much was guaranteed?
Bless him. So at the
Guaranteed at signing was $55 million.
Oh, jeez. These
No,
guys,
well, more than that. Sorry, because there was also a $27 million
they're
signing
living
bonus.
the PJ life
He got $81 million guaranteed.
for his rookie deal.
No, this last deal with the Redskins.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, you want to talk about the first deal?
His first deal was before he was the first overall pick, so I'm sure he got like 100 million or something.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah. It's so crazy because he got traded to Kansas City, I think. Didn't he get traded?
Might have been traded.
Yeah.
His first deal was 6 years, $50 million with $24 million guaranteed.
Oh. I don't know why. Like I was thinking, like the first overall picks. I guess the numbers are just so much bigger now than they used to be in like 06 and stuff. I remember like
that was a lot of
I
money.
remember like 06. Like if you signed a 40, like anybody, if you're like 40, like total, there was like, oh my god, he got 40.
Yeah.
You know, like that was crazy money.
Now it's not.
And now it's like 40's like average player.
yeah, like
Like
probably a little bit above
100
average.
is it's crazy.
It's more. It's
I wish I was born in 90. Freaking.
Don't you wish you got Patrick Mahomes' contract?
Oh, that's crazy.
It's $500 million or
I'm
something.
tired. My kids need to sleep through the night. Oh man.
Don't sleep through the night?
No.
Oh, that's right. You have the young. Yeah.
My baby woke up at like 3, so I picked him up. He was like looking at me for an hour. I'm like, I'm so tired. Then at like 7, he's honking my nose. Like my kids got him out of the crib. Like he went back to sleep, and then when my kids get up at 6:30, I'm like laying there, and then like they pick him up out. Dad, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay, go. There's milk and there's cereal. Go get it.
Yeah. My dog.
And then throw the baby in the bed, and like he's like squeezing my nose. Like, thanks.
My dog get
Swollen
up at
right now, too.
6:30.
6:30.
Yeah.
I think I texted you at 5 something. I was up.
Yeah. Yeah, like 5
I
o'clock.
was up. I couldn't go to sleep.
I saw it go off, and I'm like, I'm not looking at that. Because I
Yeah.
only get a little bit before my Malinois is basically up on my bed, and
When was I up? Yeah, 5:27. I was up. Couldn't get back to sleep. Then I did go back to sleep, and then I got woke up.
that's the worst though. Because that's
That's one thing I don't know. Like if I could coach, because I feel like maybe it's like the years of brain damage, but I need sleep. Like I need like at least 5. Like I need at least 5 hours of sleep to feel okay. And most coaches get like 3 a night. Like I don't know if I could function well with 3 hours of sleep.
does Bill just stay there?
Yeah, he sleeps on he's got a couch in his office. And like Matty P sleeps on a roll-out memory foam pad in his office. It's like,
Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
every night?
yeah, doesn't
In
go
shorts?
home. Doesn't go home for like
Like 6 months?
3 nights a week. They sleep in their office. It's like
Well, I mean, everybody thinks they just
because they
go
work
home.
till 1, they get up at 3.
Yeah, but right now too, aren't they just in there now, like getting ready for like the draft and all that?
Right now, I just talked to Pat Graham yesterday. I texted him like, "Yo, like, how's everything going?" He's like, "I need to talk to you about something. I'm slammed all week with post-season evaluations because they'll go through every player. Right now, they're going through every player, and
That's
they're
on
going
the
through
team?
they're going through their own guys for player evaluations.
Then
They're
you gotta look at free
grading out.
agents.
They're grading out their players. Like, who are they going to pass on? Who are they going to look at trading? Who are they going to look at replacing? Who's a starter? Who's not? That did start. They're going through their whole team. They go through, like, a player will come in. They'll have like an end of year meeting with their position coach, their head coach. They'll tell you on the things that they think that you need to improve on. They'll tell you, like, if you're shitty, like, honestly, like, we're going to be honest with you. And then they're going into other teams. They're evaluating every other 31 other teams. Who are the potential guys that are going to be free agents? Who are guys that we have our eyes on that we feel if they are released are a fit for us?
That's right. It's not just free agents, right?
It's not free agents. You're looking at guys that are
out there.
Cut. Like, for me,
and you got to be ready.
When I got cut with the Saints, like, I was on the Patriots' radar from when I was drafted by the Saints. I was on their scouting stuff. So, like, the second I got cut, I was on their list of guys to bring in.
So how long was it between you getting cut and you getting called by the Patriots?
I got cut at 8 a.m. the day of camp, and I got called the noon the next day.
No, yeah, to go up and try out or whatever.
So when I was initially worked out, Dean Pease and Bill came to Purdue. No, Bill wasn't there. It was just Dean. Worked me and Ray Edwards out. So I was on the Patriots' radar. I did the interviews with the Patriots. Like, I thought I was going to the Patriots. I literally thought when I got drafted at 135, 136 was the Patriots. So I was like, when my phone rang, I'm like, oh, I'm going to the Pats. Like, awesome, because the Saints never talked to me, never worked me out. Nothing. No communication, no pre-draft visit, zero. So my phone rang. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm going to the Pats. Let's go. I was like, damn it. I'm going to New Orleans. You kidding me? So
I thought you liked New Orleans.
No.
No,
the one team I didn't want to go to. My mom asked me, what's the one team you don't want to go? I said, I don't want to go to New Orleans. Well, they didn't have a football team. Like, the Katrina was 06.
That's right.
Like, the city was devastated. The team sucked. You know, that's when Sean came in, Drew came in. Like, we had the draft class, the great draft class, but I blew my knee out, opening the dome up.
Yeah, and then went to
Monday night. Yeah, then I went to Miami, got claimed by Miami.
So you got
we should do a podcast on the Rob Ninkovich journey, because you guys would all be amazed.
Like a timeline.
How terrible my first 3 years of my career. Like, just, it sucked. I lived in it was the worst. Like, it was terrible. Like, the way they treated, like, the way you get treated as a rookie, like, and you get hurt, and then you come back, and then you get hurt again, and then you make the team, and then you get cut, like, on a road game. Like, it was crazy.
You got cut on a road game?
They cut me at Indianapolis opening night.
Before the game or after the game?
Before the game. Right before the game.
So what did you have to do?
I was cut on the sideline. Like, I was cut, and I was cut before the game, and they were like, yeah, you can, like, stand on the sidelines if you want, watch the game, fly back with us. I'm like, cool.
So did you?
Yeah, I just watched the game, and they got their asses kicked by the Colts.
Yeah.
And I flew back, and I got claimed by Miami that next, like, because you have 24 hours, you're on waivers.
Yeah.
So I got claimed by Buffalo, Cincinnati, Miami, New England, and you go to the worst record.
Yeah. Whoever's first on waiver order.
I went to Miami and started.
Who was the coach there then? Saban?
Cam Cameron.
Oh, Cam
sucked.
Right. Yeah.
But that's for another podcast. That would take too long.
Yeah, we can start the whole thing like from birth.
Yeah, I'll start you
like birth. To a peanut butter jelly sandwich.
I'll go running in garbage bags at the age of 10 to cut 10 pounds. That was 145 pounds.
For what?
To lose weight to play.
You had to lose weight to play?
I had to lose 10 pounds to play.
Why?
In 5th grade on
varsity.
Yeah. So in 5th grade, I played 1 year, and I was 145 pounds. The weight limit for 8th graders was 135. I had to run around with plastic bags on to lose 10 pounds of water weight as a 10-year-old. So stupid.
Really?
My mom was like beside herself.
I don't think they have
They'd
that
tape
anymore.
garbage bags to me.
Yeah.
And run me.
So your dad was just out there?
No, my dad didn't. It was just the coaches. Like,
oh, really?
My dad was working all the time. I mean, my dad was doing his thing. My mom didn't know. She was a little angry.
What, she found out they taped the trash bags?
They put trash bags on my bare skin. Like, not even a T-shirt underneath. Just cut a hole, put it on, tape it up. You got to lose 10 pounds. Okay.
How long do you do that for?
I guess I starved myself the day before. They gave you a spit cup to spit and not drink water the day of, and then you run and then you towel yourself down and then get on the scale the day of. So I made it. I was 135. But
that seems good for a 10-year-old.
It's not good for a 10-year-old, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Then your mom found out about it?
Yeah.
She was pissed?
She was mad. So then when
was
I
she
tried to
more
play
mad at that or more mad at the peanut butter and jelly sandwich being thrown
she
at the
was
bus
more
driver?
mad. She was more angry about that. She's like, you shouldn't be, a 10-year-old shouldn't be dehydrating themselves to 10 pounds less than what they are.
All day?
All day.
Did you sit like in class with a trash bag on?
No, I think at that particular time they weigh you before I wasn't in school yet.
Oh,
you know, it's
summer.
like August.
Yeah, summer.
So, yeah, July, August is when they do the weigh-ins and stuff. But in 8th grade, after that year, I only played 1 year. 7th and 8th grade. Like 8th grade, I was 185 pounds. In 8th grade, so we moved in the middle of 7th grade. In 8th grade, my 8th grade year, I went to go play for the Mustangs. And I got on the scale, and the guy was like, you can't play football for us," because the weight limit was like 145.
Oh, really?
For an 8th grader. They had weight limits then. I don't know if they do now.
I don't think they have weight limits now.
Because at the time, I was like.
So what did you do that year?
I didn't play football.
And what, you could play when you were in high school?
In my freshman year of high school, I was like 190 pounds as a freshman. So they put me at offensive line.
Yeah.
I hated it. I hated it every day. Every day I hated it. I hated it.
And then
they moved me to
line?
defensive line,
Oh, okay.
and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. I can run and tackle people.
Yeah.
Offensive line is the worst. Sorry, anybody that's an offensive line to my friend. It's like, what, you want me to just put my hand in the ground and just like block this guy and I don't get any like cool things out of it? Like they just like nothing. Like they score and they yell at me if I miss a block. No thanks. I'll go play defense.
And then you almost ended up in like Wyoming or whatever for college.
Northern State University in South Dakota.
South Dakota, yeah.
Yeah. But it's crazy.
Ended up with Purdue.
I called Joe Tiller.
Right?
I called Joe Tiller a million times, like 30 voice messages. Like, hey, Rob Ninkovich, junior college national champion, lead the national junior college NJCAA. I lead the nation in sacks with 18. I think you should give me a look. No, nothing. Call. He calls me back. Just send me your tape, kid. Send him my tape. Free scholarship offer the next weekend.
No, really?
As a tight end, though. Like, oh, he's white and he can catch. He's not a defensive football. Let's put him at tight end. So they got a full ride at tight end. But I said, just let me play defense for one day and let me play tight end for one day. And I was a good tight end. I could do everything, but I was way better beating dudes around the corner.
And they let you play defense.
Then I played that year. Ooh, ready? Hold on. Oh, there it is. Nice. Knee pop.
So yeah, we probably need to do that one time.
We'll do that. We'll go through
like
the whole thing because I have
on.
crazy stories. I have like cool story, like Miami stories of like flight fights, like on the team flight, like big fights in the front with like the captain coming out and saying like fist fights like on the team plane with like.
Did you ever throw a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at the pilot?
No, but I did win a bet and I didn't play at all, and people were like, "Who the hell is this?" The whole team was like, "Who's that? Who's 93?"
Oh, really?
Don't give, yeah, it was funny.
Don't pay him.
Don't pay him. I'm like, hell yeah, give me that. I'm on the roster. Come on.
That would have been and then what? So did you fly up like on Southwest to come to the Patriots?
So I was very drunk the night before. I got hammered. I got cut in New Orleans. I thought my career was over because at that point I hadn't played. I was like, I'm done. I'm retired. I'm going to go do something else. I'm going to go get hammered. So I went out, bourbon, got crazy, hungover, was golfing, got a phone call. And it was Bill. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
He called like just
He called me. Hey, we're in training camp. We're 2 weeks in already. Fly you up, give you a chance, try out, see how you do. That's it. That was it. And I flew up, didn't have any sleep. I was hungover.
Went right to the practice field, basically?
I did a 7 a.m. or a 6 a.m. conditioning run. And I made it, thankfully, but I was dog tired. And I made it, and then that was it. The rest is history.
That ain't bad.
That ain't bad. Now I got my own podcast. Yeah, the Dan and Ninko Show.
Got a garage full of cars.
Got a garage full of cool cars, which I do love.
Yep, you got.
I need another one though. Buick Skylark's on its way. Let's go, baby.
It was in Pennsylvania this morning.
Why is it in Pennsylvania? Was it in Nashville? Just come here
because they have all these cars. On
and it's all leaking oil on the white, beautiful top.
No, these guys are good. They transferred. They brought the McLaren in.
The McLaren, the Senna.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's a wrap.
Yep.
On 16, I'm hungry. I've been fasting. I've been doing this new fasting thing. I hate it. I had black coffee, no food till noon.
No beer either.
No beer. I'm fasting till noon. I got 9 minutes.
Oh, then
I'm gonna go have a burger.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll see you guys next week. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcast, everywhere.
See ya.
See ya.